I wanted to yap my little soul out, and I don't particularly know where this is gonna go. I just want to talk, so we're gonna talk. I'm really fucking happy right now. I will not censor that. That is the joy that I feel within my body. I think that leads me to what I have to start with. Vulnerability. I was a very anxious girl. We're gonna use past tense verbinology here just to really continue that manifesting station that I'm in my life. But I was anxious and found out that it's something that was really rooted deep within my clarity and thought process, which is interesting because it manifested as not reveal exactly who I am. You know how people say, oh, I have this friend group and I have this friend group, but they can't really mash? That was me. I had friend groups that would not co-align with each other because they saw different aspects of who I am rather than me as a whole. Now, I wouldn't say those friendships were grandiose or very fulfilling. There wasn't a lot of meat to them because I'm going based off of fabrication of myself, right? So there's like a variation of me that's in there that's true and raw, but there is something there that's people pleasing. I'm giving you the image that you want to see. That right there caused me to not actually have friends for a majority of my fucking life. Luckily enough, I still had best friends that I created within the turmoil of all that who were able to see a more truer light, feel the aura that I give off, find my truth, read it, understand it, comprehend it, and me to them and move forward. We built connections that I still hold very dear. But for the mass majority of things, I was not that girl that would be known in depth to anyone. So you would hear about me in passing possibly and have like a preconceived notion of who I am. You wouldn't truly know me because I didn't truly know myself, nor did I fully perpetuate myself as a full version of anyone. I don't think any image that I built was ever complete, so it always felt maybe a little lackluster. And now I'm to a point in my life, finishing my degree, where I no longer care. I've had so many trials and tribulations that I'm done. I'm so fed up. Now, I'm not regretful because I feel like there's time and space for everything that you experience. So you just have to come out at the end and be like, yeah, keep it pushing. Anyhow, the spirituality had me really worried to even vocalize the things that I recognize within myself that I knew for years. So I didn't want to say what my shortcomings were. I didn't want to say that I was trying to grow. I didn't want to be vulnerable. That was the biggest thing for me. I was never comfortable with being vulnerable. And I'm still working on vulnerability in all rights. But I just decided that I'm gonna be authentically myself, and that means recognizing that I am a fucking vulnerable, sensitive ass individual. Like how you were put on this earth and you were allotted time, I personally would like to experience that time in all of its totality. So I'm gonna fill that space. You know, like, no one else was gonna hold space for me. But it's like I'm making a joke out of it, but that's true. No one else is gonna hold space for you. Everyone is holding space for themselves, respectively. Are they taking up that space that they have? That's up to how conscious they want to be of who they are and where they're going. I still protect my peace. We're not gonna know everything. Even now, I kind of still talk like a politician. I'm going around the subject instead of directly towards it. But with recognizing that, I want to play into that. I want to be able to learn myself through my pages while also learning in the physical and the 3D. And this is rooted in me just coming to a point where I'm starting to believe I can be just as brave as I am scared. But to do so, I have to face judgment, right? I've always grounded myself in not being judgmental, but I can still see within myself moments where I lacked, moments where I still placed my insecurities on someone else because they embodied it so authentically with no care. Now I look at them and I no longer feel any form of envy, which is an emotion that I would never have even allotted to myself in any timeline, but I did have envious moments. Not in a way that would put harm onto someone else's soul, spirit, divine path, but more so on myself, where I would internalize that envy and turn it into something to recognize as a deficit. I would deduct points from who I am as a person. That envy doesn't serve me. If anything, it depletes me. So you're good to go. You can pack up your stuff. Bye. And that's because everything that I see within someone else, I get inspired. I always have in the past, but now it's deep rooted. I can see someone with something that I might have not liked on myself, and I'm in awe. And to have that feeling instead of envy and jealousy, it's just as heavy, but it's more uplifting. And that's on self-realization, self-actualization. Just get to know yourself. Stare in the mirror. Okay, besitos.